Boy, I'll tell you, it feels good to have F1 be normal again. No more outrageously long breaks between rounds. Now we are back to standard programming with the 2 weeks between Canada and Monaco. And whoa, the Monaco Grand Prix is here now? Hell yeah! Monaco is F1's crown jewel, of course. It's F1's most famous race, and winning this one completes a third of the Triple Crown of Motorsport, with the other two being the Indy 500 and 24 Hours of Le Mans, of course. This race has big history to it, and a part of me dies inside every single time people say, "Oh, but it's trash and it's boring. It should be removed." Are the races here garbage? Absolutely. But the history of it is simply too prestigious to remove. It's the one everyone wants to win for a reason. Just because it bores you to sleep does not give enough reason to kill it off the calendar. Anyways, we know the races here are boring as hell, but could that change this year? The 2026 regulations have been such a massive success in producing on-track action, since every race has been a heater so far. The worst race this year, I'd say, was in Japan, and that race to me was like a 7 out of 10. I mean, if Monaco is ever going to be good, surely this year is that year, right? Well, see, I actually think otherwise. The thing that has plagued Monaco is not a bad track layout, but rather how ginormous the cars have gotten. It was tight back then, it's even tighter today. And sure, the cars this year have gotten smaller, but not that smaller. We're going to need the cars to return to pre-2009 levels if we really want some decent racing at Monaco again, and unfortunately, we are just not there yet. But all the action this year is in the batteries though. We could still see great action even if it's gonna happen on the only straight on the track. Well, you're wrong there too, since the FIA have changed the rules once more, but that's for later. Regardless, true F1 fans note that the entertainment at Monaco lies solely in the qualifying, and with quali this year being fixed, I actually think that could still very much cook. The entire grid kind of gets flipped on its head because of this, since those who are bad in qualifying could have a great race still to score points, but that is not going to happen here. Drivers who don't have much one-lap pace are always screwed here, and in the case of the title fight, I actually think we could see some big developments. I mean, Kimi is not a bad qualifier at all, but I'd say George Russell, mainly due to his experience, will absolutely leave Kimi behind. So imagine when you have other drivers like Leclerc and Norris in the mix. Qualifying will be very interesting this week. So at least there's that. Anyways, I've yapped on for too long. You all know the drill by now. Let us see which teams we should watch, the drivers to watch, the stories heading into the weekend, and of course, my predictions, which are a one-to-one prophecy. Subscribe if you have a gambling addiction, and let's get to quacking now.
See those clouds up in the corner? That's where the rain is coming from.
As always, people, we got the teams to watch first up, and I think this week will be calm. This will be less watch these teams because they have upgrades, and more watch these teams because they need some help right now. I will note though that ADO is over for now, so the performance we see this week and last could be vastly different soon. Anyways, the first team to watch, or more like bully, is Aston Martin, of course. Now, contrary to what the results say, big improvements have taken place. I mean, round 1 featured the drivers nearly vibrating to death, while our most recent race in Canada featured the Astons not vibrating. Sure, they still had a DNF thanks to the terrible engine, but at least it kinda sorta works now. Every week we'll see these minor improvements take shape, and all I'm gonna say is whenever their engine starts working proper and they could finally upgrade the Aeron chassis, they will absolutely soar up the grid. Don't believe me? Come back to me in 6 months, bitch. Next up is Audi, who I'm starting to really worry for. Audi started the season amazingly with Wheatley, but he got poached, and under McNish, momentum has definitely slowed down. It's not to the point where any and all performance has been eradicated, but it hasn't really gone up. The team have looked the same since the season started, and with Williams more in the mix now, this is the last thing Audi needed. For now, they're still looking pretty good with Gabby and Hulk behind the wheel, but soon enough, these P9s they're getting will become P11s and then P14s, all while Williams basically replaces them and Haas and Alpine go further. I believe in Audi's ability to move past these issues and get back on track, but given all their doom posting in the past 2 years, maybe I'm not so confident actually. Next up is Cadillac, who I'll keep short. I say this because I don't expect them to suddenly look so much faster and crazier this weekend. No, for the most part, we could still expect them in the back and barely make it over the line with wheel and tires. But what if? No overtaking at Monaco is guaranteed, so what if in qualifying, a driver, probably Checo, gets into Q2 and qualifies like P12? Then what if there's some crashes ahead and Caddy get their first points this weekend? Yes, please. Next is Haas, who really needs to get moving soon. They scored points again in Canada after missing out on Miami, but I'm not proud of those Canadian points. They barely scored them, and with Alpine looking much better now and Williams slowly creeping behind, I'ma need Haas to move up again. I believe an upgrade package is heading to Spain, although most teams are expected to anyways, and if by Spain they are not finding meaningful progress, I'ma start sounding the alarms. I do also want to mention, Ocon loves the Monaco circuit. He got a podium here in 2023. Ocon has of course not had the best year, to put it lightly. However, I don't speculate. I know Esteban will have a very good Monaco. The Haas car does possess quick pace, and I believe Esteban and his love for this circuit will at minimum get PA. Don't believe me? Then come back in 1 week's time, bitch. Next, I have Alpine, who have been super good lately. Gasly has had his struggles with getting nuked in Miami and juked in Canada, but Franco has actually been there for once to secure good points for the team. I think Monaco, however, will be a little bit more trouble. With a tighter and slower track, other teams will close up the gap to Alpine, and with Colapinto being new to this place and Gasly on bad form, I don't know if points can be scored. I'ma hold on hope that they can though, especially for Franco, who I just want to see more from, but I wouldn't be surprised if Alpine suck balls here. Either way, I'm glad they are back, since this team should have never been back markers, although I don't know if being back in midfield hell is exactly salvation. Now for the top dogs, and I begin with Red Bull. Lately, they have looked much better in the races, with their first podium being last round. You would think Monaco could be more of the same since Max is a great qualifier, but I don't know, man. With no active aero this week, which we will get to, maybe Red Bull will find it harder to keep their somewhat close gap to the top 3. I low-key think Max may barely scrape by to Q3 and Hadjar will be found in the bottom of the sea. I hope not, but I just have that feeling. Finally, I have Ferrari. Mercedes will be good this week, as they are every week, but maybe not as good. Ferrari have the best chassis this year, that much is clear since every circuit is the same. Ferrari are the fastest through the corners, while Merc dominate the straights. Good thing straights are allowed at Monaco though, which could launch Ferrari right at the forefront potentially. I mean, if there is ever a weekend for the team to secure their first win, it is truly now or never, especially for Charles, who just needs a clean weekend with no mistakes. And guys, I think I'm gonna say it, I have a lot of hope this week. Let's hope it doesn't backfire now. Now for the driver to watch this weekend, and to literally no one's surprise, we need to watch Charles Leclerc. Leclerc has low-key been having a rough season, since despite sitting third in the standings, he has made plenty of mistakes. On top of that, he doesn't really look comfortable in the car, at least compared to Lewis. But if there is a place he could come back, of course Monaco is that place. He loves this track, and with the curse being lifted in 2024, he has a very good chance of doing something great here. Plus, that Ferrari has the best chassis on the grid, and hey man, it is looking pretty delicious now. Moving on to the stories heading into the weekend, let's discuss F1's newest team, Gucci Racing Alpine Formula 1 team. Who approved this? Yeah, they exist now. Of all the endings Alpine could have had, this is one I did not expect at all. I mean, yeah, Toto wanting to make this team his RB, yeah, Christian Horner wanting to buy the team so he could be back on the grid next to Briatore. You have like tens of celebrities investing into this team, and yet Gucci, the luxury clothing brand, won. They created a whole new branch of their organization called Gucci Racing to make this possible, and I just have no words, man. Is Alpine really that important to get all this attention and effort put into it? But from 2027 onwards, the team will rebrand to Gucci Racing Alpine Formula 1 team, and as long as the Lotus colors come back, then hey, I guess it's a fine deal. But in reality, this deal will probably fail super hard, but at least they keep their freedoms compared to the Toto or Horner endings. Next up, I want to discuss some changes that are coming this weekend. So apparently, Formula 1 will be changing some more rules heading to Monaco, but unlike the ones at Miami, these ones will be exclusive for this week. A couple days ago, the track map for Monaco was revealed, and something interesting on it was how there were 0 straight modes listed. Oh yeah, baby, Formula 1's first gay weekend, count me in. But this means that the active aero we see on the cars this year will not be activated, so essentially, it's like if there was no DRS in 2025. And to make things a little bit more strange, with the batteries working how they do this year, Monaco could actually be a bit scary for the drivers since they will go faster through turn 1 compared to last year. So the FIA have implemented changes this week. Engines will be given a brand new exclusive mode this week called Rev 1, where the battery will reduce after a certain speed. So where this year they are largely left alone, around Monaco, once they pass 290 kph, the batteries will decrease themselves even when they aren't dead. This is done because Monaco is a super outdated track. Heading to turn 1, the road is bumpy, and last year the speeds were on the limit, but this year they will be over and thus dangerous. I don't know how these changes will affect this weekend, it probably won't be noticeable at all, but oh well, this was still worth talking about. Finally, I want to mention Lando at Indianapolis. So 2 weeks ago saw the Indy 500 ran where it was yet again a banger. The Indy 500 is simply one of, if not the best motorsport race every year, so it's no secret many drivers would love to run it. However, these many drivers are also cowards since big, scary, fast circles too much, but perhaps not for Lando. After the Canadian Grand Prix, Lando flew to Indy to run some laps in a normal car and his reaction was very positive. So I ask a question, could Lando Norris in the near future attempt the Indy 500? I mean, if any driver in the F1 grid would, it would be one of the McLarens thanks to the McLaren IndyCar team always running one extra car and just being good in the series in general. I would personally love to see this. Come on, it's cool when F1 drivers drive another shit. Every time Max races in GT3, I cream myself until his annoying fans ruin it. When Alonso ran in the Indy 500 in 2017 and 19, along with Le Mans in 18, it was sick as hell. So come on, Lando, don't be a pussy like Max or Danny who are scared of big circular rectangles. Do the Indy 500 and make Daddy Brown proud. Now for my predictions for the Monaco Grand Prix that will be proven absolutely right. As always, must be stated that we will predict 3 things: the top 5 in the qualifying, the top 5 in the race, and a random prediction from any session. It should also be noted that these predictions are based on nothing but pure vibes, so bear with me. No sprints this weekend, so now for the main qualifying predictions, and I predict that the top 5 on Saturday, starting with 5th, will be Kimi Antonelli, 4th will be Lando Norris, and 3rd will be Lewis Hamilton, and 2nd will be George Russell, and for pole position, I have Charles Leclerc, who sets a monster lap. Now for the race predictions, starting with 5th, I have Kimi Antonelli, and 4th, I have Lando Norris, and 3rd, I have George Russell, and 2nd, I have Lewis Hamilton, and the winner of the 2026 Monaco Grand Prix is Charles Leclerc for the totally real and possible Ferrari 1-2. Time for my random prediction. I think in the qualifying, a total of 3 red flags will wave. And remember, for a chance to appear in the winners and losers, go join my Discord to make your predictions. So that was my weekend preview. With Monaco no longer double heading with the Indy 500, why should I care about this race? Monaco was always a nice watch before Indy. Now it's just its own thing, and I don't know, it's kind of lame. I mean, seeing cars in Monaco is always a treat, but it's a little less this year. I don't know. Anyways, I want to give a quick shout out to Almarzil Vlog for the continued support, and make sure to donate if you want cool benefits as well as just helping me out. Anyways, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure to like and subscribe since it really helps me out, and make sure to let me know in the comments what your predictions are. And as always, have an amazing day.
Good weather for the duck.